Assalamu alaikum and welcome to Basic Statistics 2 class for BS Economics. First of all, here we'll discuss the course outline and then we'll proceed with our first lecture. The course outline consists of, here you can see there three main portions. First one is probability, then sampling, and then statistical inference. In probability, we'll study set theory and operations, some important terms that are related to probability, then probability theory, probability laws, random variable, and probability distribution, and some important probability distributions. Then in second portion, that is sampling, we will study sampling theory, sampling distributions for mean mu, for difference between means, and proportion. Then our third portion is statistical inference. In statistical inference, we will study estimation, testing hypothesis about means and proportions, using t-test and using z-test and t-test, and then chi-square test of independence, or we can say that chi-square test of association. So now we'll start in first lecture. We'll start probability, our first portion, that is probability. Probability. The word probability simple means that it is a numerical measure of degree of chance or degree of uncertainty. Whenever the word uncertainty occurs, or whenever there is a need to measure some sort or some degree of uncertainty, so we use this statistical term or formula probability. In simple words, we can say that probability is a measure of degree of beliefs in a particular statement or problem, that how much the belief and the we are in any statement, we have some belief, or in any problem we have some belief of occurrence of something. So calculating that belief numerically is actually probability. But before discussing or solving the questions about probability, we will start with first topic, that is set and set theory. Set theory and operations. This word set we have heard many times and also studied in our school level, but for revision I am discussing this again. What is a set? A set is a well-defined collection of objects with common characteristics. How a set can be written? A set is always represented by capital letters of English. For example, we represent a set A, a set with capital letter A, and the elements of set are written within the brackets. For example, we have a set of even numbers less than 10. So even number, we know that even numbers are 2, 4, 6, 8. Less than 10, so we are not including 10. Here we can see that a set is represented by capital letter A, B, C, or any capital letter you can of English language you can write. Then the objects or elements are written within the bracket. So here we have a set A that represents the even numbers less than 10. Now set operations. There are many operations of set, but the main which we are going to discuss is first one is union of sets. Union of set. Union of set, as it is clear from the name, union means unite. If you have two sets A and B, then union is represented by this sign A union B. A union B means you have to unite, or you have to collectively write all the elements of set A and all the elements of set B in one set. This is called the union of the set. Second one is intersection. Of sets. Again, if you have a set A and set B, so intersection is represented by this sign or denoted by this sign. Now, intersection means common point. The elements which are presented in A as well as B, which are common in both the set, so you can say that this is the intersection of set. And now I'll also do one example, then it will be clear to you. Third one is complementation. Complementation of sets. Complement. It is represented by A, C or A dash or A bar. Any of this notation, you can read it as a complement. Now, what is a complementation? How we will calculate union, how we will calculate intersection, and how we will compute complementation of set. This I'll show you with an example. Here we have an example. The first set is represented by U. This is called universal set, a set which consists of all the elements which are presented in the other sets is called universal set. Now, this is the universal set. Then we have set A, which has 4 elements, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we have set B, which has again 4 elements, 4, 6, 8 and 10. Now, first of all, part 1 says that we have to find union of the set. So, A union B. Here we, as I have told you before, that union means we have to unite, we have to combine the elements of both sets. So, here we have this is set A, this is set B. So, in the set union A union B, we will write all the elements of A as well as all the elements of B in one set. So here A union B is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, and next B contains 4, 6, 8, 10. Now 4 occurs in both the sets, so we will not duplicate it, we will just write once 4 and then 6, 8, 10. So this is the union set. We will say that this set represents A union B. Now, second one is intersection. A intersection B. As I discussed before, that A intersection B means, or this sign intersection means, the common point. We'll write in a set the common points which are in A as well as in B. So here we can see that 4 is presented in both set A and B. So this set is A intersection B. Now for complement, if you find A, C, or it is most of the time written as A bar. So if you are going to find A complement, so A complement means that from the universal set, that is the larger set which contains all the elements, we will minus set A from the universal set. So here are all the elements of set A, then minus set A, all the elements of universal set minus set A. So here 1, 2, 3, 4 are presented in set A, so we minus them, and from 5 to 10 we will write in as A complement. Similarly, for B complement, we will subtract set B from the universal set. So here we have subtracted set B from the universal set. Now this was the example, and now it's your work to solve the question number 6.4 part B and 6.5 on page number 218, and do it yourself, then it will be more clear to you. Now we are going to discuss some important terms. These are the important terms which we are going to use in the definition and here in the definition of probability, and all as well as it helps us in solving the numerical questions. First term is experiment. Now many times you have heard about this word experiment, and it is more clear to you that what is an experiment. An experiment is defined as planned process of data collection, because in statistics we are dealing with the data. So for data collection, experiment is a planned process, and it is a process which we apply for the data collection. An experiment consists of number of independent trials. An experiment can be repeated many times, and the repetition or each experiment, once if you apply an experiment, it is called a trial. But in statistics, we deal with random experiment. Now, what is a random experiment? It is an experiment for which all possible outcomes or all possible results are known, but the outcome of a particular trial cannot be predicted with certainty. Now, what is a random experiment? A random experiment is an experiment which has more than two outcomes or result, and then when these results, we know the before applying or before performing the experiment, we know all the outcomes, all possible outcomes are known to us, but we cannot predict what a particular trial will give the result, or what will be the outcome of a particular trial. So random experiment, the examples will make you more clear that if you throw a cubic dice, if you throw a cubic dice which is used in Ludo, so you can see that you have 6 different results or 6 different outcomes like this. Now, as you throw a dice, you have you know that a die has 6 possible sides or 6 possible number, but when before throwing the dice you cannot predict that which number will occur. So this is an example of a random experiment. Also, a coin, we know that a coin has two sides, heads and tail. So we know that a coin has two sides and either one of the side will occur, but before flipping the coin you cannot predict which answer or which side will occur. So this is also the example of a random experiment, and this random experiments are used in probability. Next we have an important term, that is sample space. Sample space is nothing but it is just a set that consists of all possible outcomes of a random experiment. For example, if you are using the experiment of a dice, you are using a dice, a cubic dice, and what will be the sample space? Sample space is always denoted by S. So what will be the sample space? If numerically I'll write 1 can occur, number 2 can occur, 3, 4, 5 and up to number 6 are the results. So this is the sample space in case if you roll a cubic die. And if you flip a coin, then what will be the sample space? Then your sample space will be head or tail. So this is the sample space. Sample space, what is sample space? It is defined as a set of all possible outcomes of an experiment. It depends on the experiment. If you are using the experiment of rolling a die, then this will be your sample space, and if you are using or flipping a coin, then this will be your sample space. And in further topics we will discuss more sample space. It is according to the situation of the experiment. Then we have event. Event. What is an event? Event is nothing but it is a small part or a subset of the sample space. For example, an event, you say that we have to make an event, or we have to find an event of even numbers when a dice is rolled. An event of even numbers when a dice is rolled. So we can say that A represents the event. It is right in the form of set. So what are the even numbers here? Which are the even numbers? 2, 4 and 6. So we will write 2, 4 and 6. So here you can see that from the sample space, it is taken from the sample space and it is a subset of sample space. So an event is a meaningful or a meaningful set that is defined in your question or in your problem, and then according to that you will create your event. So event is a small set or subset of the sample space. It consists of the elements from the sample space. Now we can see